Cleetus McFarland just announced something that's going to make this weekend absolutely insane. Cleetus is hosting the Christmas Tree Drags this Saturday, and it's not just any race. This year, the event is sponsored by No Limit Drag Race 2.0, and get this, it's the first time ever they're doing it on a Saturday. The event sold out completely, which means if you don't have a ticket already, you're out of luck. But don't worry, you can still watch everything on Freedom Plus. Cleetus is bringing out some of his wildest cars, and they're all going to have Christmas trees strapped to them. Yes, you heard that right. Christmas trees on race cars going over 200 miles per hour. His famous car, Leroy, is running in party mode, which means no body on the car. Just the engine, the frame, and a Christmas tree sitting right on top. Leroy's competing in the normal 32-car class, and that's going to be wild enough on its own. But that's not even the craziest part. Mullet, another one of Cleetus's insane builds, is running in the Little Gangsters class. That's the 530 class with the 240. This car is going to hit 230 miles per hour, with a Christmas tree mounted on it and all the lights turned on inside the car. Can you imagine seeing that fly down the track? Cleetus said, "Everyone can watch on Freedom Plus. If you want to see Mullet go 230 miles per hour with a Christmas tree, tune in to Freedom Plus on Saturday for the Christmas Tree Drag Race." They're even thinking about bringing out the limo. Cleetus mentioned he wishes they had a sleigh and reindeer to put on top of it. I mean, at this point, why not go all out, right? But wait, there's more. Inside this event, there's an 8-car shootout happening, and it's stacked with some of the fastest cars you've ever seen. We're talking about Mullet, Victor Supra, Ron Rhodes, Tin Soldiers race cars, Lond Racing, and a few other big names. The fastest pickup truck in the game, Maximus, is showing up too. This truck ran a 5.90 something in the quarter mile. That's absolutely ridiculous for a pickup. The internet is already going crazy because there's a big grudge race happening between two nitrous guys in this 8-car shootout. Tim Soldiers and Ron Rhodes are going head-to-head, and both of these guys are running 6-second nitrous power. Cleetus said, "There's a lot of banter on the internet right now about the Christmas tree race. There's a big grudge race between two nitrous guys in the 8-car shootout. Tim Soldiers and Ron Rhodes are going 2 6-second nitrous power. I know it's going to be good. So you've got the 8-car shootout with the fastest of the fast, the normal 32-car class with Leroy, and then the Little Gangsters 530 class with another 32 cars. That's a ton of racing packed into one day. Cleetus called it a heater, and honestly, that's putting it lightly. Now let's talk about another project Cleetus has been working on. He's building this crazy car with 2 Hayabusa motorcycle engines in it. This thing is absolutely wild. The team has been putting in serious work trying to get this car running right. They've been learning all about ECU Masters and Hayabusa engines, and let me tell you, it's been a process. The first test didn't go so smooth. They were just trying to cruise it around the parking lot, and Cleetus joked about not hitting the helicopter that was parked there. The helicopter owner, Paul, was getting pretty nervous watching them. Right away, they had problems. One engine kept shutting off immediately, and they couldn't figure out why. Turns out, one engine was in gear and trying to stop the other one from running. It was like having an engine brake on while the other one's trying to go. Then they found the clutch handle had slid right off the bearing. Not a great start, but they fixed those issues and went out for test number 2. Zach, one of the guys working on it, explained what they did. The clutch slave cylinder was about to fall off, bolt missing, and then readjust the shifter cables a little bit, and hopefully it'll work this time. Oh, and pumps. We put fuel pumps in it too, so they don't leak anymore. They also got their 8th new coil, so finally they had all the parts they needed. This time, the car actually worked. It started up, everything was shifting properly, and the engines were revving like crazy. Then Cleetus took it out, and things got wild. The car pulled so hard it started doing a wheelie and pulling hard to the left. Smoke was everywhere because the tires were spinning like mad. Cleetus said the car is super fast, but it has some serious problems. The steering is horrible. There's so much caster in the front wheels that it takes all of Cleetus's strength just to turn the car. Plus, it's so light on the front wheels and has so much rear grip that it just doesn't want to turn at all. Cleetus actually went off into the bushes and almost hit a tree just trying to make a turn. The front end is cambered out now too, which isn't helping. They also found that one clutch is engaging before the other, so one engine is doing all the work at the start, and then the other one catches up at the bottom of the pedal. The engines aren't perfectly synchronized, and one ECU isn't putting out the right signal. But despite all these issues, Cleetus was excited. He said, "Hey, I mean, it's fast. Like, we're definitely on the right track. It's a little unit." The plan now is to get smaller rear tires so the car can actually turn. They're also going to order dirt tires for all four wheels because Cleetus wants to take this thing hooning in the grass. The current setup with drag radials just isn't going to cut it for that. But there's more work to do. They had to pull the front engine out because it's leaking from several places. When they got it to the engine shop, they found the cam sprockets were out of adjustment. The engine was low on timing. Johnny Turbo, the guy working on the engines, explained that when engines get decked multiple times, they get lazy on timing. So they put adjustable cam sprockets on it to fix that. They also found that a bracket was bolted to a pressurized port without a gasket, which was causing one of the leaks. The rear engine seems fine, so they're leaving that one alone. They got the body back on the car, and Ty is working on changing the seat position and building a firewall. They still don't know exactly what they're doing with the front end, but they're making progress. Now let's switch gears and talk about Cleetus's new ZR1 Corvette. This is a big deal because he just hit 500 miles on it, which means the break-in period is over. The car had torque reduction on it for the first 500 miles, and the red line was limited. Cleetus was really good during the break-in and didn't push it too hard. When he hit 500 miles, the red line was supposed to change right away. At first, it didn't move, and Cleetus was confused. Then it kicked in, and boom, the new red line is at 8,000 RPM. He immediately went to pick up his son Ripper to do the first launch. Cleetus got Ripper a new seat for the car with snacks and cup holders. Ripper had a little boo-boo on his forehead from some bath time shenanigans, but he was excited to do a launch. Cleetus said, "Ripper here had a little crash. There's 500 miles on it now. I'm still on the road, but what does it mean when it has 500 miles? We could do the launch." They did the first launch in the driveway. It spun the tires hard, and Ripper was screaming. They adjusted the launch control settings to 3,000 RPM with 5% slip, and the second launch was way better. Then they decided to head to the drag strip. They showed up at the drag strip, and it wasn't even planned. They were sneaking in with a rental event that was happening. There were other ZR1s there, and one of them had already run a 9.20. Cleetus was running his rear tires at 23 PSI. Cleetus was pumped about the results. He said, 970 at 145. First pass ever. I'll take that. This thing from the outside when you get on the launch control sounds insane. It's actually just a really amazing car.